Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of On the Paint Table. This is my weekly show where you see what I got done, what I'm working on, and what is coming up. So, this week I finished a whole bunch of projects, started a whole bunch of new projects, and generally just like hopped from big thing to do. So I finished up all my Marvel Crisis Protocol miniatures from the core box. It's all I have, so it's all done now, the scenery. I even painted the measuring sticks because I just thought it'd be fun to do all the range rulers and sticks as well. I started some new miniatures for Riot Quest, which I'm stoked about. I finished the Butcher Karnov, the Butcher like in chain. I can't remember what his actual title is. It's basically crazy, but he loses Lola and goes crazy, and he's in Riot Quest for Post-Apocalyptic War Machine. And I also painted Gotcha Gurnison, which you saw this week in my battle report against the Ossiarch Bone Reapers, and rebased my Ogre Hunter. I'm trying to find more 50 mil bases basically right now. It's the thing holding me back from like finishing more Ogre stuff right now. I have to paint one more. Basically, I just have to rebase one more lead belcher and paint an extra lead belcher because I had to get a 3 in fantasy and I need a 4 for Age of Sigmar. And that puts my Ogre Army at 2,000 points. I can play a 2,000 point game with my Motras, which I'm pretty jazzed about, of just like cool new stuff and a few old odds and ends. And I also want to paint up a couple of Saber Tusks. I found some Saber Tusks too. And then I started building and putting together the Dark Uprising Necomunda board game. Oh my god, it's so big. It's so much stuff. It showed up yesterday, and you can watch today actually up here in the cards. I did an unboxing and review, as well as a Let's Make video where I start building the actual components so you can see how they go together. It's so much stuff. It's gonna be so much fun. I really want to savor this though, because Necomunda is one of my all-time favorite games. Chris and I are really enjoying playing through a Dominion campaign right now with our Cawdor and Goliaths, and so I'm gonna give him the Corpse Grinder cult to paint out of this box, and then paint up the new Enforcers myself. So you'll see that in the next coming weeks. We have one game left to film basically for our Dominion campaign, and then we're going to move on and actually play the Dark Uprising campaign, which is its own self-contained, in-the-box campaign system that it just is like a degenerate story of cannibalism and human suffering. It is the darkest 40k thing published, I think, in like 20 years. It is so dark, like it is so like unbelievably, like everybody basically reverts to cannibalism at some point. It is so dark, and it's gonna be super fun, a campaign system. So I'm on the fence for next week. I might do a Let's Make painting video for the terrain. If you guys are interested, so let me know in the comments if you want me to do a step-by-step like I did for the Warcry terrain, of just like some quick and dirty, easy ways of getting this stuff painted. Because again, the terrain is super simple, and I think would probably benefit from that. And if you guys are up for that, then let me know. So yeah, let's check out what I got done and what's coming up. I painted, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 models this week. I got a lot more base coated and built. So let's take a look at what I got done and what's coming up. All right, so first things first, here is my done pile. Finishing off my Avengers with an Iron Man, a Captain Marvel, and a Black Widow. All of these were base coated with, actually with the exception of Black Widow, with some of the nice contrast paints. They give such a great, rich, saturated color. They're perfect for superhero stuff. And then just giving like highlights and all the other stuff to clean it up. Same with here, Carol Danvers. I think it was Leviathan blue I used on her clothing, and then the flushed hair on her, like all the reds and stuff. I did with the glowy eyes. I figured she'd be doing her what's her Hulk out called? I can't remember. When she turns like she turns all cosmically powerful, and then paint up the Black Widow, Natasha Romanoff. Great miniature. I love that she's got her wrist launchers and stuff there. She's like a classic Black Widow. Then all the terrain, Daily Bugle all painted up. There's also a coffee stand, something grinds. I can't remember, like Daily Grinds or something like that you can get as well. It's like from the first upgrade pack. They're releasing individual terrain packs as well as terrain 2. And there's like an alt build for it that does it as like a coffee house. The two dumpsters, one is like a recycling dumpster, one is a trash dumpster. The car is super simple. It was just rattle canned gray and then given a zenithal coat of gray sear, the GW paint, and then just highlighted and given details and stuff. I painted I primed the bottom separately and put it together afterwards. And then my street lamps were done with, again, gray sear, contrast-based base coats for the yellows and the black there, and then just, that's Adeptus Battle Gray? No. Mechanicus Standard Gray? whatever the neutral gray is from Citadel. All this given some highlights and stuff as well, and then a little walking man put on there. And then I used the, what's that dirt paint called? oh geez, types corrosion just in the recesses, and gave it a dry brush up to some beige. A little weight sign there on the side as well. And then finally, same thing for the base coats here. This was all just prime black, given some various dry brushes, and then the lights painted in as well. Super simple, super easy. Painted all my range rulers, primed them up black, gave them like a dark gray dry brush, and then painted in the colors. And then these were primed silver, with a rattle can silver, given a wash. And I actually used contrast paints to do all the length colors there. So like short's red, medium is amber, and then long is green. It's mostly for visual memory, so I can remember which one I'm picking up when I'm picking them up quickly. And then over here, rebased my butcher, or not my butcher, my hunter. I love this miniature. It's such a great miniature. I know a lot of people convert them into the plastics from the Stonehunter and stuff now, but this guy is huge and awesome looking, and like one of my all-time favorite ogre miniatures. So I rebased him up. I'm gonna give him some kitties to be friends with, and then Gotrek got all finished. He was just done from a brown base coat, everything blended up from there. What a fabulous miniature. I'm so happy he's back. Brian, blessed, you're the best. And everything just done with blending and highlighting there. No tricks and cut corners. I just did base coats and highlights. Bit of wash on the skin and on the metallics and the wooden stuff there, but just giving a general old school GW paint job. And then finally, again, all with contrast paints, the Butcher. He was done up from Grayseer, Wraithbone, whichever one it was, the warm color one, not Grayseer, Wraithbone. And then given Gilman flesh, and then everything just highlighted again. I used Blood Angel Red, I think, for the reds. I actually just used what's that color? That great P3 color. Not Lamp Black, the other one. Coal Black for his pants, then highlight up through some beige and everything else done in metallics and washes and stuff too. So what a great miniature. I love Big Shirtless Butcher. He's awesome. And that's my done pile. So 14 miniatures done. I'm not going to include the measuring gauges, but everything else is basically a model. I think that pushes me over 700 for the year. Pretty sure I'm at like 704 now. Here's all the stuff coming up. Oh my God, this box is so big. It's like 8 inches thick. It's like 7 inches thick. And then like maybe 20 by 15. No. Yeah, it's enormous. It's a huge pile of sprues. It's like 20 sprues in there. It's crazy. And you can see here I put together some of the wall sections, some of the door sections. You can click the link above to see how these all go together. But it's pretty similar to the stuff that Death Ray made for the 2D tiles from the original box set. So it's pillars, and then the doorways sit in between and can lift out, and then wall sections that go in between that. There's also some stairs, consoles, and other various bits that you can arrange. It comes with a paper 2x2 mat. It's reversible in the box set for it all to sit on, and then you basically arrange your tiles. You place all your pillars first, arrange everything in between, and that's how you set up your Metallus table. Then we got our Corpse Grinder cult. I can say I built my first guy here, the Leader Man, with his heavy chain cleavers. They're crazy. They're wearing like a variation of the hazmat suits, the like toxic waste suits from the Gene Stealer cult, but they're all in plate mail, they call it. And then you get a variety of arms. Each frame, and I believe you get 3 of these, comes with 3 big guys and 4 little guys. And I think actually you might only get 10. You get 6 big guys and 4 little guys. And the little guys are the initiates, so like the juvies. The big guys are your leaders, your champions, and your gangers. And they only have melee weapons. They only fight in melee, except for the little guys can have pistols. And then I started building the Palatine Subjugators, which are the basically the big cops, the enforcers that are on 32 mil bases with the heavier armor and the shields. And they all have light grenade launchers that are basically the Lawgiver. They're basically Judge Dredd's pistol. They have like a variable fire of like, they can fire frag or gas, but you can buy them crack grenades too, and are pretty baller with like shields and stuff. And I'm going to base my, you have to have 2 regular subjugators if your subjugator captain is like your leader, but that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do 3 of them and start painting some Palatine Enforcers as well. And that's it. There's the pile of stuff. I mean, there's more. There's more stuff, but there's a pile of stuff coming up for Dark Uprising. And then I got these 2. I got the Captain Crawtooth. Crawtooth? Yes. No? The lizard guy. The Croc Man for Riot Quest I got to paint up. I think it's Crawtooth. And then the Wolf with No Name. Oh my God, I love this guy. I've already base coated him with some contrast paints. I'm going to start doing my highlights and stuff. But he's basically a werewolf version of Clint Eastwood, which is pretty rad. Just throwing base coats down on him so I can get him done. And have some new stuff finished for Riot Quest. I can play some more Riot Quest with Mike. Mike and I are pretty focused on Riot Quest and the Marvel game right now. So that's pretty exciting. And then Chris and I playing through Necomunda. All right, and so there you have it. Another week's painting done and on the books. I'm pretty sure I cleared 700. at 886. I gotta paint like about 200 models in the next like 2 months. I'm probably gonna get there relatively quickly, unless I have to paint all this terrain. It's a lot of terrain I gotta paint lately. And yeah, and a whole bunch of cool stuff for Necomunda. Having tried out Marvel this week, it was a ton of fun as well. Man, we're living in like the golden age of like little games you can just try. And I'm really excited about Marvel and about Necomunda right now, because they're both complete in the box. Like you can play out of the box for Crisis Protocol, and there's plenty of replayability. And the Uprising box comes with an entire campaign and like tons of dudes. Like you get, yeah, check out the review. It's up here in the cards. So I hope you enjoyed that look at what I got done this week, and we'll see you for more of it next week. Till then, I'm Ash. Have a good night. I hope you enjoyed that video. If you want to support the channel, of course, like and subscribe and hit the little bell below to get notifications when I post future content. I do post stuff 7 days a week. If you want to support the channel further, you can, of course, buy a t-shirt through Spreadshirts, buy a measuring gauge or objective markers from Death Ray Designs, or, of course, most importantly, there is Patreon. Patreon is what makes all this possible, keeps the lights on, pays for the studio costs, pays for the equipment, model costs, and everything else, and most importantly, puts food in my kids' bellies and a roof over their heads. Big thanks to everyone, past, future, who supported me. I do this stuff because of you guys, and of course, I will continue doing it as long as I can.